शिकवा नहीं
Namaste and welcome to each and every one of you on this fine Sunday afternoon. Welcome to the Sunday Afternoon Lime, another segment brought to you by yours truly, Mala Hari Prasad. Thank you for joining, and for all of those who are locked in on Facebook Live right now, please do share the page so that we can get as many viewers on as possible. I just want to say a quick good afternoon to Rakesh Narayan, watching all the way from Australia, Mr. Nivash Santosh Harilal from South Africa, and we've got Mr. RJ Ramesh watching all the way from Sacramento, California, and we've got Cindy Drusella Kareem. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Shalini Prasad, Jai Chan Singh, Rishi Ramdani, hello, how are you? Good afternoon, everybody. Shanta Prasad is also locked on. Thank you so much, everyone. Please share the page. We have an exciting afternoon lined up for you today, but before we get started, I just want to take a quick moment to remind all of you to about this COVID-19 rise in numbers. Our numbers have been rising in Ontario. As of September 30th, we've had over 1,000 new cases. And the way it's looking, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be looking at lockdown again come winter. So I urge everyone to please mask up, wash your hands, sanitize, and keep practicing social distancing. It is so important. And a lot of us don't realize the threat that we put our elderly parents and grandparents and those who suffer from autoimmune diseases. keep your crowds, your social gatherings at a limit of 10 people. Last night we had a small celebration here in the house for my niece's 25th birthday, and our crowd was just 10. So again, it's important to keep your crowd very, very small, keep your groups really small, and to practice social distancing. With that being said, I just want to take a moment to wish my niece a very happy 25th birthday. Trisha Prasad, if you're watching, this one's for you. Thank you so much for coming over last night, and we all had a ball. We had a great time. So thank you again. I just want you to know that you're loved by all of your family, and we're here for you at all times. Thank you again. Today we are basically showcasing 3 musicians who have been the mastermind behind my latest production. And before I get into that, I want to take a moment here to introduce to you my esteemed co-host. He is an attorney at law by profession and was a former full-time commissioner at the Environmental Court of Trinidad and Tobago. He's also a part-time business law lecturer and part-time radio presenter at Radio Taj Radio 92.3 FM. He's also a chutney singer with a few hits to his name already, and his most recent being Balama Aye, written by Rustika Dindial. Yes, folks, I am talking about the one and the only Rishi Nalbat from Radio Taj 92.3 FM. And before I bring him on, I'm going to do something. Hold on 1 second.
पालमा आहे हमारे करे अंगना पालमा आहे हमारे करे अंगना पालमा आहे हमारे करे अंगना हमारे करे अंगना हमारे करे अंगना हमारे करे अंगना पालमा आहे हमारे करे अंगना पालमा आहे हमारे करे अंगना The Innocent Devil Maha Productions Bindi pahine nakubi pahine Bindi pahine Bindi pahine nakubi pahine आज बहीने सोने के कंगना आज बहीने सोने के कंगना सोने के कंगना
Hi Rishi, how are you? Okay, we're just connecting to audio right now. I can't hear you. Okay, give it 1 second. It's connecting to audio right now. Awesome.
Hello?
Hi. Can we hear you now? Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay, good. I do apologize for that. And thank you so much for having me on your show for the second time.
Absolutely. And Rishi, as you know, today we are showcasing this segment on the music producers behind my last 2 releases. And our very first guest, I would like you to introduce him to us. But first of all, let me see if he's on right now. I'm not sure if he is. I don't think he's on as yet. But let's talk about a little bit about your productions coming up, what you've been up to. You know, you're doing fantastic work on Radio Taj 92.3 FM. It's always a pleasure listening. I listen in every Monday night at 6 p.m. 6 to 9 o'clock you go to, right?
I know. I just say.
Yeah.
Well, part of my show on Taj Radio is really to highlight music from all over the world. It is to highlight music that don't normally get radio airplay. And I do that with artists in
Mm-hmm.
Trinidad and also a lot of the international artists as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think your internet is
But
weird.
in terms of my But in terms of my own production, my own music, I actually in the process of recording another traditional chutney right about now. And that
Mm-hmm.
again was written by the Rani herself, Himlata, Rasika Dindial. And just yesterday, I put final vocals on that song. So I'm waiting to see how that works out. So it's a song with a Punjabi vibe, song with something different. And coincidentally, when you said that you are going to be interviewing three of the producers who have been inspirational in your life.
Right.
Professor Bunty was the first producer I would have ever worked with. So that was such an awesome opportunity to also share, this program with you as well to introduce someone of that caliber on the show.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So we don't have Professor as yet, but we do have Haroon Mahmood. He's also a one of the music producers here in Toronto, and he's also
Yeah.
sorry.
Hi, how are you?
I'm trying to see if I can unmute him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, we need Haroon to unmute, and he's not unmuting right now.
It is a bit complicated for me too.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got Bunty Singh as well
Yeah.
on, so I'm just gonna let everybody in,
Hi.
and then we'll do the intros. I
Do
think it would be
you
better that way.
hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Hi, Bunty. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon. Good.
Afternoon. Good afternoon. The only person that's missing right now is Mr. Professor. Where is the professor today? All right, so
You
we'll
probably
wait
still
for
having problems logging in.
probably. We did a little test run with him a little bit earlier, and he was fine. So maybe he's dolling up.
How are you
All
guys doing, man? All of these producers are together today. It's crazy.
Yes, exactly. So Haroon, let me do a little bit of introduction here with the two that I have on screen with.
Sure.
So Haroon is a Toronto-based musician and photographer and videographer, and he's the one who has recorded all of my music that I have done here in Toronto. I think it was 3 tracks, my 2 latest tracks, and then we did Kabi Kabi as well. And so he's also recorded for a number of local artists and international artists here in Toronto as well. He's got a full production studio, and he's located in the Ajax Pickering area. So if for those of you who want to record with him, give him a call. He also did the music video for me for the disco medley, and then right here we've got Bunty Singh, 3-time Chutney King and reigning Chutney King for for Guyana, and he's done gosh, behind Tip Tip Barsa Paani for me, and he's also done numerous amounts of other music for me, which I haven't recorded as yet. I did quite a few in 2019 with him at his studios in Guyana. I believe it's in Berbice, Guyana. And he is also international with the amount of artists that he's collaborated with. He's also a wonderful singer, and he's done some really, really good work as well. So we'll talk about all of that in a minute. Right now, we've got Mr. Bunty, Mr. Professor on the phone. Ah, there you are. Hello, how are you?
I think you need to unmute his
Yes, he does. You need to unmute.
Hey, good
Hi, how are you?
afternoon.
Well,
Great,
good
thank you.
good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Good
Good afternoon.
afternoon, gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? And if we could
Okay.
get started, I think I'll let Rishi introduce Professor. How's that?
Perfect. So, to all the listeners of this show, it's indeed my pleasure to introduce the first guest, and that is Professor Bunty Targetz. He is one of the youngest producers from Trinidad and Tobago, involved in music probably about probably 7, 8 years now. And within a very, very short space of time, some of his recordings has made it worldwide. Some of his recordings, many of his recordings, in a matter of fact, got over 1 million views on YouTube, over 2 million views on YouTube, international recordings. Professor Bunty Targetz has also worked with a lot of Caribbean singers as well, from Guyana, from Suriname, from Jamaica. He has also worked within recent time with a lot of international recording artists. Professor Bunty Targetz, I must compliment him for this, is that he treats everyone equally. It doesn't matter if you are a recognized, accomplished singer or a new singer, he gives everyone the same amount of attention. And he works also with a lot of new singers who have never sung in their life, including myself. He was one of the first producers who would have ever recorded me. And, he would always motivate and treat everyone equally. So that being said, welcome, Professor Bunty Targetz, to this show.
Thank you, Rishi.
Awesome. And we also have Haroon Mahmood as well, who's also a prominent music producer here in Toronto, and he's done wonderful work for a lot of people. Haroon, why don't you start off by telling our viewers a little bit about yourself, where you're from originally, and what's the secret behind your success?
Well, I'm originally from Pakistan. Is my audio okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, your audio is
Yeah.
fine.
All right. So originally I'm from Pakistan. I came here on 24 years ago. So I used to do live music, and I did a couple of shows with you too. I'm sure you remember that long time ago. Now we don't do too much live music here because I guess everybody's into DJ thing, right?
Yeah,
And DJing
exactly.
and weddings and all that kind of stuff.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, mostly I'm doing audio, video. It's like if I get a good gig, I do it too. But
Mhm.
as you know, here in Toronto, it's a little bit expensive for if you're not professional and you don't want to spend money. Then right, people who spend money, then they get the result too, right?
Right.
That's one of the thing too, and I'm so happy to see Mr. Professor right there. I can see him. He did an awesome job, and very as our co-host said, he's very polite. He is, because I had a chat with him for like a couple of times, and he's very polite and nice guy, nice gentleman.
Harun, I remember meeting you in the early 2000s at a gig. You're right. I think I was performing. You were also performing, and I sang the song "Mujhe Tumse Mohabbat Hai," and
Yeah.
that was the very first song that you actually complimented me on. And back then, I was just learning and just trying out my voice and singing. And you, I mean, a compliment coming from you at that time in my life was really amazing. And I really thank
I
you.
do remember that. I do remember that because I didn't play with you for it could be 3 or 4 times, and a couple of times I do remember that for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But what you are doing now, everybody I don't have to say anything. Everybody sees that, you know.
All right, so we've got the chutney, three-time chutney king of Guyana. He's also a singer, songwriter, music producer, and a bandmaster. He's got his own studio, BKVJ Studios in Berbice, Guyana. He comes from a musical family, and he's been surrounded by music his entire life. He's been singing since like he was a little boy, and he's also the creative genius behind some of my most popular songs, Tumhi Apna, the Kanchan mashup, the Bollywood mashup, and most recently Tip Tip Barsa. So tell us a little bit about your setup there, Bunty, and what you're all about, and how can people get to know you a little bit better.
All right. I want to say good afternoon and thank you so much for having me on your show. First of all, you know, what surprised me about the show is that first time I could actually see after a long time, Guyana and Trinidad have been cooperating in the music industry to get the music going because I feel there was a time when it was faded. So with people like you and man like Rishi and Professor Bunty and our brother Haroon and more other singers and musicians, once we collab, we could make our Chutney music industry proud and bring more new singers out. Well, me, I am originally from Bat Settlement on the west coast of Barbies. That's in Region 5, Guyana. And my entire life, I have been involved in music from starting to play in the dancehall.
Hmm.
So now as a one-man band, because as a 90s kids, we didn't have the internet. So majority of my music I used to listen was from Trinidad. Soca Paradise, Anil Beam. You know, these are the guys I was like listening to them as a kid. And I said, you know, we could do this in Guyana sometime. I had the dream to have a studio and bring new singers also, putting out myself out there. And after I was focusing more on copyrights. But I don't know how we could get that done for our songs. But it puts me to walk and sell in the streets my own CDs. Like for 6 years, I sell my own album. And after doing it and uh, become kind of successful, I decided to open my own studio and start to record and help the singers in Guyana and let people actually hear and listen more of Guyana, what Guyana have, you know? Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome. And we also have Professor here. Professor, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your creative process and what is it you do in Trinidad and some of the famous names that you've worked with?
Um, well, uh,
I know this guy is so shy. Don't be shy. You know, we're just a group of friends just having a chat, but the world is watching us.
well, I don't really have much to say about myself, but I actually started music altogether under like a really serious phase of my life that, you know, it was really hard. And I just did my degree in computer science and I was really young. So I was home for like 2 years without a job and really depressed about it also. And the first job that I actually did and went to collect the payments, they actually introduced me to the music program. And from then in my life, I decided that I would want to be someone of my own boss, and no one can tell me what to do, but I control my own future. And from there, I really took lead into my own musical life. And I don't know, the first song that I ever did, that nobody in Trinidad really knew who I was. So it was a guy from Fort Lauderdale. I can remember his name is Navin. And the song was actually a hit because I spent so much time working on it. And that was my first recording, not from Trinidad because no one knew who I was here. And then from there, I easily just keep branching out to my own and keep excelling to myself.
Awesome. That's great. And so what was the first song that you ever did, Haroon? What was the first song that you ever sang in your entire life or recorded?
I think I recorded first time Raja.
Oh
About
yes.
20 years,
Yeah.
20 years ago. 20
Oh my
almost.
goodness.
You know Raja, right?
Yes, of
Sure.
course.
Everybody knows him. So I recorded Raja and I did a couple of CDs for somebody from back home, from Pakistan. And then
Okay.
that's how things started. And I think those days they didn't have a computer recording kind of thing. You know, I had a machine which had 16 tracks, right? It's a big mixer looking kind of thing, and you just record everything there, and then you just there used to be a hard disk for like 4 gig hard disk, and you are so happy. Oh
Wow.
wow, amazing.
Times have changed. Like technology
No,
has
gosh,
actually,
time have changed. Right? 20 years
technology has
ago I
made such a
started.
difference in music production, hasn't it?
Changed
Yeah,
everything,
it's
everything. You
become
can
easier.
basically you can talk and make people sing. No, seriously. You know that. Yeah, you can like, somebody's just talking and you can put them to rap, you can put them to sing, and
What?
technology is so up there, and as long as you know how to use it, then you're in.
I
And
see.
you know,
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna play my song, Disco Diwani. After we're done, let's talk about the entire production from beginning to end, what it takes to make a production like that, from music to the video. We'll talk about all of it in a minute.
all right. Are we going on break?
बात बन जाए
Oh,
हाँ 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 बात बन जाए बात बन जाए हाँ 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 बात बन जाए हाँ हाँ हाँ
All right. So I know Bunty Singh was not a part of this production, but the two men who were involved with this production was Professor. So let's start with you and the music. Like, how difficult was it for you to put this music together? From, I basically told you what I wanted, and you just went with the flow. You gave me a few uh, you know, things to work with, some ideas of how it's gonna sound, and then you took it from there.
Yeah, it's very a simple process. Before it used to be like really hard, but I think the overall time spent on this project was approximately like 15 hours of solid work. And put it together, it was like 3 or 4 hours.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Awesome.
before songs also they used to take like days to complete, but just because that the your musical level as a musician like keeps increasing, it has been a lot easier to like produce music now. So yeah, that was like a record time of creating a song like that, 15 third hours.
Wow. I would have thought that it took a lot more effort into putting it together, trying to how do you come up with the sounds, and what do you just play around with sounds?
Well, basically, it does comes natural. Like, it's not really hard anymore for me like to play sound because of the genre we all know is as just chutney. But sometimes what takes the time is just creating like a different tone, trying to get that tone to fit in the sound and make it sound a difference. Like out of all the chutney you listen to, you must want something with a signature that's different.
Right.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
arpeggios that I played on it, that was actually something totally different from it, and I could say that that was the signature tune.
Okay. Rishi, do you have any questions for him?
Yeah, actually, I do. How difficult was it in terms of working with an international artist who's not in Trinidad, and getting that voice, that recording at the quality and level that you would have liked it? Because, as you are a producer, you would have a particular vision that you would be looking towards. And now you're working with an artist who's not in Trinidad, who may not be able to record a voice in Trinidad. How did that really work? Because I find it so amazing that a artist in one country and a producer in the next country, and you have such a magnificent production. How did this came about?
Well, actually, it is very easy because the process of it is that the artist they can send their demo like via WhatsApp or email so that we will get the idea of how to create a sound, how to shape the melody and the structure of it. And then now they will have the time to rehearse it and like go about practicing it a lot to get it perfect. But as example as Mala, right? How she recorded at Haroon, and Haroon now he born into Bollywood and Pakistan in India, right? Well, on that borders of the traditional music like that, he had very perfect ears towards it because when I got it, I was really shocked and I was amazed, like, wow, this thing sounds really well. And it goes both ways because it's about the ears and listening to from the engineer on the other side who is recording. Sometimes it like sometimes now I like so skeptical of it that I rather be there like on the camera listening to them while they record in their session just to make sure that things go right now
To
for
make sure
lots of people.
the key is correct, the timing correct, and all those things. Because I was wondering, supposing that that the artisan pick up of key or of beat, and you picked it up, do they go back and change it, or how did that work?
Well, how technology is now, it have a lot of like softwares that people can use to modulate their voice and fix it on key and have the pitch.
Okay.
But I mean, like with feelings delivered, it's very hard for an artist to really like deliver that now. It's not easy at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
How about you, Haroon? What do you have to add to that?
Well, whatever he, I think I don't really have to say much because he have said everything. So he knows what he's talking about.
I'm sure you
So
had your struggles with me, so go ahead,
yeah,
say it.
so no, but what he said, he's right about it, right? These days technology is so amazing. Like you can, but only few things I want to add on top of it. as much as you can make anybody sound good, that's what I do. But you can, if you do not have the feel, and Mala, you know that when you come to the studio, I was like, okay, just whisper it, just, you know, sing a little bit husky, like, and not all the segments have to be full voice, right?
Yeah.
So you might, you can fix, but you cannot change the feeling. So the kind of feel you have in your voice, or people come to my studio, and I'm sure Professor is gonna agree, we can make people sound good because we
But
have
not
the
feeling.
technology. But the feel, you
Even
feel,
Bunty
you
proves
cannot
that
do that.
very well.
Feel is like you. This is you, and you gonna project the feel. I cannot do anything about it. I can fix your note. I can fix anybody come to my studio. But you know what? Feeling is, and you might say, okay, let me like listen to this. Suhani Chandni. Now we say, "Hmm, Suhani Chandni रातें हमें सोने नहीं देती." So you can Suhani Chandni Radhe. So you can force it or whatever, but feel
Yeah.
has to come from here. And you have the feel, and singers who come here, I try my best to make them sing. Like they can sing with the feel. And if you have a good music like Professor did, then I'm more than happy to cater.
That's awesome. I know that we had some issues with the video production. You want to talk a little bit about that as well?
We
How long
did.
does it how long does it take from beginning to end for a music production?
Okay, so we're talking about at least couple day of shooting, like 2 days minimum. It depends. You want to do one green screen or outdoor, and if you do not have a script written, then you are in problem too. And good part is when I did video with her, she was like a nice cow, like in back home, like a cow, meaning nice lady. Okay, do this. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do that. And she was so good. What I wanted her to do, I didn't really have to push. Like, we're gonna do this shot. Okay, I'm up to it. She sit and then pose, and my camera is there, and I'm shooting her, and she's doing so good. I go, okay, bro, I don't have to, spend too much time on her. And she was because she's experienced too, because she does live music, right? So when you sing live, you know how to do things, right? And that was not that hard, shooting with you versus when I'm shooting with people who do not have that kind of experience. When you're singing live, you're dancing, you are communicating with people, and you have that confidence. And confidence is very, very important when you're shooting somebody's video. If you're not relaxed and you're not comfortable, things can go wrong, and then rest of the part I have
Mhm.
to take care of it. And then I don't like that I have to do certain things which are not part of the script, right?
Right, right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. Awesome, guys. Rishi, any questions for Haroon?
Actually, I must compliment you guys in terms of the video because when I looked at it, I was so amazed that the video really consists of you, Mala Hari Prasad, as a dominant feature in the video, and the video wasn't boring. There are some videos. There are so many props involved. There are so many other people involved. It takes away from the singer itself. But in your video, you were the dominant feature in the video. All the other background, all the other the green screen, and all those things really enhance who you were. And the video was not boring. The video remained captivating. So I really must compliment you guys for that because the video captured the essence of what it should have done, the singer, and it really did that.
Well, originally I had wanted like lots of dancers. I wanted it to look like more of a like
Yeah,
a
that's what we
disco
decided
theme.
But
initially.
sometimes that takes away from the singer
Yeah.
because remember you're promoting the singer as an individual, as an artist, not really the dancers and not really the portrait of the video. So I really think you capture the essence of you as an individual.
Hmm. Thank you guys. I know the song has been doing really, really well on YouTube, and a lot of people have complimented me on it. And I still, I listen back to all of my music, and I'm my biggest critic. And in your view, Rishi, what do you think of the song?
No, I love the song, and what I love about the song is that you kind of modernize the feel of the music, but at the same time you remain true to the original type of what the nature genre of the song itself. So while we were modernizing the music, it didn't make it a soca song. We kind of maintain the traditional aspect of the song, but you modernize the feel of it. So it's a kind of modern feel, but you still maintain the original feel at the same time. So I liked it. The song's doing quite good because it's on rotation on radio. A lot of people are calling and requesting it. Whenever I will play the song, I receive a lot of text message asking who is Mala Hari Prasad. Many people, persons in Trinidad who may not have known you before, definitely know you now.
Hmm. Well, I have Mr. Professor to thank for that music, and it was really, really well received, even here in
Thank
Toronto
you.
as well.
Sure,
Thank
sure. That you said it right. Mr. Professor have done, and I love the bass line, like what he did. The bass line, like it's very traditional bass line, but you know what?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. But you know what? I loved it. Like it's just awesome the way he did it. And as a musician, I always appreciate musicians. It's not just that you have to be different all the time. Sometimes you can
True.
be traditional but still sound good, right? And
Yes,
he did
yes.
it.
exactly.
I
So,
I always like love to be different amongst everybody. Like always love to have a different sound and everything else I do. But one thing that we know chutney music as that I always love to do is that a lot of guys in Trinidad they have a lot of loud music in their cars. And the bass line is something very important in a song. It's like it could be anything, but once that bass line driving, a lot of people just fall in love with the song.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love the bass line, babe. It's like, and most of the time, if you really know, I don't know, I'm sure you guys are musicians. And if you notice the simple thing, the most simplest thing,
Most effective.
yes, because you know what?
So true.
As a musician, we think, okay, we have to come up with high tech,
A
whatever.
maestro.
But you know what? The simple thing when you play, people love it. And
Exactly.
that's what I experienced most of the time as when I was playing live or I'm making music for people. Simple thing, people understand, they digest. Oh, wow, and they connect. You
yeah.
know,
I'm so honored. I've got Pakistan, I've got Trinidad, and I've got Guyana on the map here on the screen. This
hey
is
guys, but
awesome.
my wife is Guyanese too.
Your wife is Guyanese. That's correct.
Okay,
Go. All
so I've
right.
been to Guyana a couple of times.
Okay, so I'm gonna play my next song, Tip Tip Barsa Paani, and I also want to play another one, Tumi Apna, and this one I had collaborated with Bunty Singh in 2019, and it was a super hit as well too. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that, and then we'll talk about
Sure,
it after.
let's
Nice.
do it.
Okay.
तुम्हें अपना बनाने की कसम खाई है शबनम चुराऊंगा तेरे होठों से मैं शबनम चुराऊंगा तेरी आंचल तले जीवन बिताऊंगा मेरी नस नस में तू बन के लहू समाई है समाई है
मेरी नस नस में तू बनके लहू समाई है समाई है
तुम्हें अपना बनाने की कसम खाई है तुम्हें अपना बनाने की कसम खाई है खाई है खाई है खाई है खाई है खाई है
I just love that song, and I'm so hats off to you, Bunty, for doing that music for me on the fly like that. That was amazing. Like I took 5 days out of my vacation in Guyana, and I went to Berbice, and I called him up from here, and we discussed what songs I wanted. And he's like, okay, we'll see you in Guyana when you come down. We'll record and do all the finishing touches. And I think we did about 4 or 5 songs in your studio that day.
Yeah, yeah.
Within a matter of 2 days, I think we recorded at least about 5 songs. And
Yeah, I had to work with the feeling, as Mr. Haroon said earlier, you know.
yes,
That was on the spot. Yeah.
that song was on the spot. Like that was amazing because I really, really liked that song. And I said, okay, well, we need a male voice in this song. And on the spur of the moment, at that moment, that we decided, okay, you're gonna do the voice.
Yeah, I just do hope that people love it out there, you know.
They actually do because I got a lot of compliments on it when we first released it back in December of 2019. A lot of people here was very impressed with it, both you and me, our vocals on it, and they were really, really, appreciative of it. And a lot of people were playing it as well too. So yeah, so it's one of my favorites, and I'm sure it is one of yours as well too.
It's wonderful and it's really nice working with you. But it's the problem that you're so far away. But as technology got us so nice now that we could email a file in WAV format, you know.
Right.
Well, you have done a good job, man. I know Mala is a good singer, anyways, but I have never heard you, but you have done a good job. I really liked it the way you sang. "Tum like that feel is there. The feel is more for me. Feel is most important thing. Like
Yeah,
you can sing a little bit off, but if there's no feel, come on,
you
feel has to
see,
be there.
as a singer, like what I just like to try and do is reduce the usage of the auto tune. So it kind of when
Beautiful.
I
That's
listen it give me a little more courage to that I gotta go up a bit or
yeah,
stay on tune because
awesome, awesome.
songing a little bit robotic is really bad, so sometimes
Yeah,
you gotta
I look, when we have to do it, we do it. But overall, Mala knows and people because she is part of this thing and she brought us here. And singing, when singers come here, I will record them like 20 times, 10 times, depends how
yeah,
good they are, and sometimes few times, and feeling has to be there. For
yeah.
me, if there's no feeling, then you know what, there's no song, there's no music,
If you cannot get a feeling in it, we can't have a good quality that we look at.
exactly.
True.
Yeah,
I
There
yeah,
agree
are
with that actually.
there is a
absolutely.
quality of song that the listeners are looking out for, and that's what as a Guyanese producer, I'm trying to go there because we have more professional studios in Guyana, but I'm so happy that like out of the moon, my studio got a little, I should say, a pinch of recognition out there in
Beautiful.
our
Why not?
industry.
I think Bunty's the best in Ghana, you know, honestly. No
He
joke.
definitely is. I agree. I totally agree.
I
I must
honestly, to
also
my
agree
heart,
with
and
that as
I
well.
swear that that is what I think. Yeah.
No,
No, I'm just trying, bro. Your
I'm sure
music
he is.
also, on my view, Bunty, your music that you're producing is A1, A class. And Mr. Haroon, hats off to you with the track that you guys did or that I heard earlier. I really love that collaboration. It sounds really great, man.
Thank you. Rishi, do you have any questions for Bunty on that track in particular?
Actually, not really a question per se, but into a more compliment because I must agree with Professor Bounty and yourself, Mala. Because I do not know Bounty personally, but over the time I would have released a lot of his recordings on my radio program, a lot actually. Probably every month, probably about 2 or 3 of his recordings, all the way from Guyana. And normally in Trinidad, you would not hear the Guyanese songs over the radio stations, but yet in Guyana, you'd always hear the Trinidad songs on their radio stations and those things. But within recent time, a lot more of the Guyanese are inboxing, sending their music to the radio station, and they are getting the recognition. And the reason why we are releasing it more and more is because the quality of his music is really excellent.
Exactly.
I must give credit to him. And I would also
you
like
so
to
much, man.
encourage him to keep sending good music for releases.
You know what I would like to also say? There is this guy, chutneymusic.com, and West Indian Chutney Music, that's Avinash Baliram. We must say shout out to both of them
Yes.
because
Yes.
they're
yes,
actually
thank you.
putting the songs for us out there. We sending it to them, and I tried as a Guyanese producer to get contact with someone from Trinidad who could actually do this, and it's actually happening. It's working out. We're getting there somewhere, and we will be more successful as a team. Because the music industry should work as a team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Avinash Baliram is also a very close friend of mine. And normally when he receives a really excellent production from Guyana, he will call me and say, Rishi, check this song out. For example, this young lady, Finita Willie, she recorded a Mother's Day Chutney song. And that song is quite popular in Trinidad. I play that song probably every single week. I know he was the one who would have introduced me to that song as well. So Bounty is quite correct. We must unite as a community within the Caribbean to promote and help each other in terms of promoting music.
That's right. You see, some of the singers in my country, when they come, majority of them, they don't see a financial benefit from singing. So that is what actually give them a disadvantage not to record. So there are people that I go out and see and see they have talent, and sometimes I just give them my advice that must come to the studio, man. I'm gonna do a tune for you, and if you don't have the money when you have it, you're gonna pay, or if you have half of it, just what I see, I want to bring it to reality. And at the set time, you get to put your studio out there, and as they say, one dirty build the dam. So we're heading there.
We definitely are. So I'm going to play my next song, which you did, the production of Tip Tip Barsa Paani, and then we'll talk about that after.
Thank you.
All right.
Again, wonderful music. I really love the music for that. That was, you
Me
know,
too.
you did that music in 2019 for me, and
Yeah,
I never got
that's what
around
I
it.
want to know. I that's a collab with an ex. Some other studio did the vocals, right?
Yes. So Haroon did the vocals for me on that one.
Wonderful, man. That he did an awesome job on the vocals there.
The thing about Haroon is that usually, like, if I'm mispronouncing a word, or because he's got the ear for it and he knows Hindi so very well, he was able to help me out with the pronunciation of some words, or how to sing it in a certain way, rather than
Yeah,
the way I was singing it. So his input was really, really important, and I applaud him for that.
it's
She did an
awesome.
awesome
It's
job,
awesome.
anyways. But you know what? Few words here there, she mispronounced, and then as a native from that
Yeah,
region, right? I wanted to make sure that okay, she have to pronounce exactly the way I think it should be, and then she didn't take that long to
yeah.
learn.
She's an awesome singer. She sings
She's an awesome,
wonderful.
she's an awesome
Yeah,
singer. That I tell you, and then she got the feel. Okay, for me, as I told you before, um, feeling is more important than you are in tune, because in tune you can bring somebody in tune, but if you do
yeah.
not have feel,
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
thing
that
that you
sounds
look
really
for,
she got the feel, when you
got
say,
the right
when you
take.
say okay, then I love you, in English, like tujhe dekha to ye jana sanam, I love you, whatever, then when I looked at you, and then tujhe, and then Kumar Sanu, we always, as musician, we say okay, whatever, but Kumar Sanu, the kind of sound he generated, like he's okay, तुझे देखा, whatever, I'm not. So the kind of sound he generated, oh gosh, it's not easy way to do it,
Mhm.
not everybody can do it. You can do whatever. So the sound is more important, I think, the way you can add your feeling into the sound. Then if you learn classical and then suddenly you have to sing light music, you cannot do it. It's not possible because you learn all classical. So now you want to sing light music. Light music is totally different than classical music, because you know what? You from this step, all the musicians, these two are musicians anyways. From one step to say, you're singing from C sharp and you are going to G. Now G, you can go da and na, but they are singers. They need a letter like da da. They cannot go to that note because they need that step da 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 da, because they were classically trained so well now. So we cannot put down people who sing light music or classical, because classical is totally different and light music is different, and both of them, both sides are so amazingly well described by Bollywood singers Kumar Sanu, Udit Narayan, that you are one of the best classical singer. Okay, go sing
Mhm.
classical, but you know what, you cannot sing what I sing.
Mhm.
What I mean by that, okay, not me, like Kumar Sanu sings and Udit Narayan sings. So both sides have their own edge, and I love it.
Mhm.
And you two are musicians and you understand three, actually, I should say.
Mhm.
With
Yeah.
some years of practice and dedication, I think some singers you could emerge the beast out of them, a Bunty. Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yes. No, no, no,
For
no,
the
no.
That's very, very
You're
true.
right.
Caribbean singers, right? It's
Music is all about practice.
like you
It
could
is.
sing a Suhani Chan, and then you could come in with a Shaggy style or something, as a
Oh, yeah.
Caribbean
Oh,
singer.
yes. You're right. You're right. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
Yeah, but it takes time to hit the right note. That's about it.
It is.
I
It is.
think all of us started at zero and we reached a certain number, and every artist have the same capability also. It's just about practice and time spent behind the arts.
Yeah.
And that's
To
about it really.
Yeah,
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 it's like when you master in a song, it's like we the producer actually have to think about the feeling they have in their head to master that vocal. Because
exactly,
the singers
exactly.
actually have a feel in their head that how their voice should sound. I
Yeah.
just call it a dream feel. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we lost Rishi there. I know he said he had to go prepare for his program. He has his program coming up, his Bollywood Sundays at 6 p.m. So, Rishi, I'm so sorry you left without me thanking you, but I just want to say thank you so much, Rishi,
Thank you, Mr.
for
Rishi.
being
Anyways,
here and helping me co-hosting this segment with these three wonderful gentlemen and introducing Professor as well too. So all right, so now it's just the four of us, so we can actually get down to the nitty gritty of production.
sure.
And let's talk a little bit about each of your musical styles and how do you guys what is your creative process like? I'll start with
Let's
any one of you.
let's start with Professor. He
Yes, Professor,
Uh,
you go first.
so okay, when you say like creative process, that is like what derives the vibes of me producing music.
Correct. Like, how do you, the feel that you get for music and how you go about doing it? Like,
Well,
how do you prepare yourself then?
okay, that preparation comes like everything plays out in my mind, like what I want to add. So that the time that I go to the studio and put on the computer and ready to produce, I don't know exactly what it is I'm doing and which tones I hear in my head, which beats that will be relevant for the production, also the bass line. Everything is just like imagination. You just imagine it. And then knowing the keys and what to play with also is very easy. So yeah, that is my process. I mean, most of my ideas just come from like when I'm bathing and I close my eyes and stuff. Like everything is just like wait. So I'll just be in the shower dancing most of the time.
So your creativity stems in the bathroom? Is that what?
Yes. Sometimes when I'm sleeping also, like the first thing when I wake up, I feel really like in a good mood and the song is just being played in my head and the ideas and stuff also. So yeah,
Correct,
that is my
right.
process of my vibes.
Awesome. Bunty, what about you?
Well, majority of the times with singers that normally have to come to the studio, I let them voice note me or let me know the song a little before. And it's same thing as Bunty said, you play with it in your head and listen for the feel, listen for the beat, and then you actually keep doing it over and over till the vibes come to you, you know? And
Yeah.
as long as you hit the studio, the the end part in my recording, what I love now is to do the live bass on the keyboard. That's like the base of it that you just end up reach to, you know. I just can't wait to reach that moment when you're ready to put the bass guitar
Yeah,
in the music. It's the real feel in the end.
it's awesome. I remember being in your studio though, and I saw you at your piano and or your keyboard, and you were creating music on the spot, and you're like, Mel, what do you think of this feel? How does this sound sound to you?
Yeah.
And
Well,
you put together a whole song just like in a matter of like half an hour.
it's freestyle as long as you know the keys, from your board.
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
I
As long as
love
you know
it.
the,
As
the
long as you know the
feeling,
keys.
like
Why don't you
right.
play something for us? Play something for us.
Well, I could play a flute music like you hear, like what is in my head right now.
Okay,
Like,
perfect. Go ahead.
uh,
Nice. Very nice. I love it, man.
Mm,
The
It's
way you
like
did
a
it.
freestyle, you know, and there's
What
more
song
than
was that? What song was
it,
that?
it's not a song, it's just a feeling.
It's a feeling.
Sure.
Oh my God, but
I
I
It's a
can feel
feeling,
that.
feeling from the tip. From a Bunty know and my brother there know too.
it was a freestyle, a freestyle.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I
Haroon,
Mala. You
yeah.
see, he's a musician. I can tell you that, the way he played, the way he is doing it, he's a musician. So we cannot just. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's a musician. So the way he played, and I'm just. If he was around me, then I would say, okay, yo, man, come down. Let's have some drink and then do it.
Jam.
make
Because
some
I got the
music.
thing, man. Me too.
Yeah.
Let me just give you one little. You guys can hear? Or.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfectly well.
So, since he did that, you know what? Let me just. Mm, not original way. Hmm, तुम्हारी रेशमी जुल्फों में दिल के फूल खिलते थे इन्हीं फूलों के मौसम में कभी हम तुम भी yeah मिलते थे पुरानी वो मुलाकातें yeah हमें सोने नहीं देती. I think I'm gonna have a jam with him live. I'm gonna be singing. He's gonna be playing his flute, and we got the technology. So
You're awesome, bro.
awesome,
Now,
Yeah.
bro!
what you
I
guys
love it.
should do,
Yes,
I
really
love.
awesome.
Right now, I'm playing piano. So when I play my keyboard, I got all the samples. I love that murky, like whatever. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna hook up with you, man. You're doing good. I love it.
Thank- Yeah, it's nice
guys,
if the
you
three
guys
of
should
us could
collaborate,
collab on a
definitely.
tune.
Yeah. I'm gonna collaborate with him for sure. He's awesome. I love his hand, the way he's doing. I used to play harm. Okay, um, my grandfather had harmonium when I was a little kid, and then I started to play. My dad used to play. I learned everything on harmonium, and then piano and whatever. But now,
Yeah.
the way you're doing your thing, flute, it it's beautiful. Very
I
nice. I
started from
love
the
it.
harmonium, you know.
Me
Yeah.
too. We all do that. That's our
Yeah.
background. And our my dad
Harmonium is awesome.
I used to be lefty. So I'm playing harmonium, but that's why my left hand is so good when I play chords.
Oh.
Right hand I had to train.
Mhm,
Usually right hand is
You're
the first hand, right?
Hmm.
mhm.
That's awesome. How about you, Bounty Professor?
Huh?
Do you play any musical instruments? What do you play?
Yeah, well, basically just harmonium and the keyboard. Yeah.
So
The
play
same thing.
something. Let's hear it. Let's hear something live.
Oh no, right now actually I'm not in studio, I'm in my room.
Oh, you're not in studio. All right. Well, your music speaks for itself. That's for sure. You guys,
yeah.
all of your music speaks for itself. That's amazing. Now, Tommy, as music producers, are there competition with singers like from one to the next who wants to record with you, or do you guys find that competition? The competition is there.
Not really, no.
No,
That's
it's the
unusual.
singer's choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Who they want to
What
record with or who not to, you know?
Right. Like for
so
me,
my thing out of whatever, if, I don't know if everybody's gonna agree with me or not, but I feel okay if somebody comes to my studio and when they record, if singer is doing good, I push, like, bring all of my talent into it. I
Yeah,
want
it's
that
true.
person to, because you feeling good too. But
Yeah,
it's just, if I'm getting paid, but the feel is not there, I can do so much.
hmm
That's about it. That's my
hmm
feeling. I can do so much. I can make you sound good, whatever. You know what? Uh,
recording rec- recording is more about patience with an artist.
right.
that's right.
Yeah,
hmm
because you want to do a take, and then when you what you're looking for, sometimes you don't have it, and then you got to
You
do it
don't have it.
a next
Yeah.
time, do it the next time, do it 10 times, do it till like do this word alone, do this two line alone, and then as mastering it, sometimes that's for people
Yeah.
who can't really sing and want to sing. You don't
Yeah. Yeah.
really have that problem with people who could
People
sing.
who yeah, sure, but
Yeah, but
Okay.
there are
90
people.
90% I record people who know how to sing. you
Hmm.
know so there are chance, like, people they come, like, they can't sing, but 90% you
Okay.
too, I'm sure.
For those people who can't sing but they want to record, what do you say to them? Do you give them the chance? Do you coach them, or do you
Well,
just say to them, "Come back in a few years"?
no, you, you gotta listen them first, and when you listen, you could the producer,
Yeah,
I don't know, you could hear what they're looking for.
yeah.
true.
Because sometimes a singer would sing and song like they got ear song, but when you reach a note, like if you sing in this song, right? A singer come and he start that is A. And then for that singer to take up the higher part, he would not make it, right? So as a producer, you're gonna advise the singer that look, use E. Now when for the same singer that just sang it on A, for the singer to hear the ear song now for the E, it will be difficult on the producer now to actually look. No, come
That
down
is
back,
the key.
down back.
Yeah, that is the key.
I did
So
that
There
all the
are singers
time.
like
We
that.
do it all the time. And he's
Yeah.
right. We do it all. Sometimes singer comes, okay, I want to sing original scale. Come on, man, but you do not have that scale. So now you want to sing original scale. Lata Mangeshkar sang, or Kishore Kumar, or Kumar Sanu, or whoever. Now you do
Mm.
not have that scale. Your scale is, they sang, okay, here. Na, but your scale is here. Na, na. So sing where you can sing good. And he's
Yeah.
right. I agree
A
with him.
producer should look
100%.
for a
Yeah,
producer should look for the safe zone in the vocal so that
exactly.
when you produce a song, it would not be flawed.
Yeah,
hmm
Like
Mhm.
you hear the struggles in the people vocals.
I
No.
agree with you, bro.
Yeah.
I always inform every artist that come that when you're doing a song, right, and you're singing, the most important thing is that when you sing for public and not in the studio, you must be able to sing and not strain yourself, or not to be like trying to do something miraculously thinking that it will work outside for you. So I automatically tell them, sing on the key that you're comfortable with,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
make sure that that is the
Yeah,
key, that when you perform,
exactly.
it
For
will be
sure.
you wouldn't run out of breath, you wouldn't be tired, or your voice croaking or cracking, and
Yeah. You
Yeah,
will
yeah.
it's
put them to
very
sing
important.
the highest note in the song, the highest part in the song for us. Yeah.
So sometimes I depending on the song, I let them start from the verse just to make sure that they can sing it, and then we go to the chorus. And
That's right.
Exactly. I
yeah,
do that. Mala, you remember that?
Yes.
And I tell you, okay, oh, go to the verse. Let me hear how high you can go. And Mr. Professor is right.
It have a lot of different ways, but we know exactly the most fastest and easiest method to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Because
it's just the guidance.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, I
Hmm.
agree with him. I always like when singer will come in, I want to sing this song, and then I feel that little tension in their voice. So now little tension in their voice, I know that is not their right scale. So all
Yeah.
of a sudden you might go, try this. No, no, but original singer sang this way. No,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
you have to sing the way your voice will allow you to sing, right?
Exactly.
You cannot
Exactly.
just scream and then torture people too at the same time. No, seriously, like we are musicians. I don't want to say that, but that's the reality. And this way, people, my first teacher, piano teacher, was so brutal. Uh, I was, I think I was 12 or 13, and she was. And we in back home we call them Anglo Indians. Anglo Indians are people who in India and Pakistan both we call them. They are half Indians and half Portuguese or English, but they live in India or Pakistan, right? So
Hmm.
but their notation is so good. So I went to learn there, and this lady, she taught me the way she taught me. She used to throw a slipper on me, Mala.
Oh.
I swear, she will just she will swear at me like in Hindi, and then she will just give me one slap too. If I touch, okay, this finger
Wrong note there.
supposed to play C, but for some reason I use this finger or this finger to play C. She knew,
Mhm.
and she's not even watching. I'm not joking. And
Yeah,
Wow.
because she
she
trained her
will,
Yeah.
ears.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the way I will play piano, it's okay. She said, "Oh, you kutta!" She will throw like slipper from there, and then she will come and beat me up. And then I told my uncle, I don't want to go there anymore. And she, okay, all right, don't worry. But I love it. The way she taught me, now I can do anything. Like I
Transfer, you
Yeah.
transfer.
you go out with the singer and you ask them, what is your skill? What? I don't know. No, I am musician.
Okay,
You know.
I
So
can attest to that because I've said that so many times. I've gone
okay,
through live
so
band
I'll
and
say okay, go sing whatever, whatever. And then singer comes and now what I'm doing. These are two musicians. Now I'm doing okay. They're singing minor or major. I don't know, but okay, all right, go ahead. And then I'll start playing, and then I have to play it the way they sing, and I have to accommodate them, and I have to make them sing good too at the same
Mhm.
time. you know and these two musicians can tell you, they can relate, because that's musician's job. When you're a musician, you go out and play live, and that's what I did most of my life. Early age, I will go and play
Yeah.
live, and most of the singers, they didn't even know, especially in Canada. When I came here, I was a kid, and then I asked them, okay, yo, what's your scale? I don't know.
Oh.
So
Do
now
you
I'm
get
just
that a lot, Bunty? Do you get that a lot as well?
Not
not these days.
really too much, but a
These
few
days
in a
it's
while.
not there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's right. He's right.
Yeah.
not too much.
If it's me, I would rather take out my phone and put on the piano app and say, okay, I'll play it for you and we'll find it one time.
Yeah.
Easy, easy.
Bunty, I wanted to ask you, you're a music producer, you have your own studio, and you're also a singer, you're a chutney star, chutney monarch. Have you ever found it to be conflicting at any time when someone would come to you and say, okay, well, can you make my just as good as how you made your own. You know, your winning song Raja, for instance, was a super hit. That was really, really good music. And
Yeah.
so you wrote that song yourself?
Y- Actually, me and my wife and a good friend from New York, we actually chat, sit, we talk about the song, then I wrote it. I sing it, I sit in my studio, I record it like about 3, 4 times until I got what I really want from it. You know? That's because I got like 2 months working on my own song. I
Mm-hmm.
actually spent a good time on it with lyrics and arranging the music for it. But I also have several other chutney songs that have similar type of beat that I did for my song. But you know what? That's actually give this song the push is the way the artists promote the song. It's not just to record the song and put it
Mm-hmm.
out there and then that's it. It,
Expect
it
magic.
need it need to reach to people, to listeners that they could see it. You or I as the singer or other singers need to promote their music more. And that is where they're gonna give the studio more fame, I should say, and also give them what they're looking for in becoming a star. Because through the song you would use to make your name or make some money or make your dream come true. But without promoting the song or the video, it can't go anywhere. You
Mm.
know, so like what you're doing with your song, it's awesome. I really congratulate you. And we need the locals more like myself in my country, Guyana, to do kind stuffs like this. You
Mm-hmm.
know, go and promote their song more. Look at Mr. Terry Gadraj. When that guy released his song, he keep pushing it, bringing it so that he could never get stale. You know, I really respect and I would want to send out my greetings to him if he's listening to this program. Yeah. So that is about it with this song for people to promote it, for getting the real listeners and the views that they're looking for.
Awesome. So what would be just before we go sorry, before I go to the next question, let me just acknowledge a few people on here on Facebook. We've got Chutney Music, Avinash is on right now. What did he say? Sing, yep. Some sing and hope radio to push it and don't promote it. He's right about that. You have to promote it as well. Self promotion is also very good. Um, We've got Lachman Prasad. Water Flow is on right now. He's also watching. Rakesh Narayan from Australia is watching. Saman Ali from New York City. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for logging in. Emma Hardial and some other people are also watching. Thank you, guys. Share the page. Let's give some love to our local music producer right here in Toronto, Mr. Haroon, and also our Chutney King, reigning Chutney King from Guyana, Mr. Bunty Singh, and our fantastic producer from Trinidad and Tobago, Professor, the youngest of all here, I think.
I'm sure he's the youngest.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm probably the oldest of all you guys here.
But you don't look like one.
True.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And don't ask me to reveal my age because I'm not going to. All
So
right. So,
I have before we leave, I have professor's number. Anyways, I would like to have
See.
hi
what would you like?
Bunty Singh's contact.
Contact
We
them.
can, we can collaborate or whatever.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I can send you
sure,
his
sure.
information after, and then you guys can
Sure.
all hook up together and do a collab
Yeah,
together.
sure. Yeah,
The
yeah.
three of
BKB,
you.
Harun
Even
Mohammed.
Exactly.
we and Mala, you never know. We come up with something like totally different. Like myself, and these two producers, and then you hear later on, wow, these guys didn't call me and they sang it by themselves.
We gonna make we gonna make Bunty sing it.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Yeah, that's
We
right.
know we know that Haroon sings, and we also know Bunty sings as well. Professor, what about you?
I'll just do the ad libs. Yeah.
We will make him play bass line,
Yeah,
I guess.
he have
Alright,
it.
cool. That sounds nice.
That
There's
sounds
a
fine,
question I
right?
want to ask you though, Professor. Why are you being called a professor? I've always wanted to ask you that question.
I I actually I chose that name myself because I wanted to live up to the standard of how a professor does me, and also creating and inventing new sounds or creating new things. The same job as a professor, but just a musical professor.
Yeah.
So what
That's
Nice.
good.
So I just want to live up to that standard and name someday.
so what is your real name?
Actually, it's a very I can
Moxie.
say weird name.
Long name?
Yes, it's a very long name. it's
So,
it's Sis
But
Narayan. That one.
Says Narayan. Says Narayan. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
okay, that's not a really long
A
name.
lot
You
of
have
people
to,
don't know that
if
one.
you really want to know what is really long name, that means that you have to go and then check Sri Lankan names like Hima, Goda, Prasad, Wale, that like, it's like so big name, and Sri Lankan names are the one of the. I'm not trying to make fun of them, but because I have so many friends,
I do
like
too. Yeah.
their
Sometimes it's
names
very
are,
difficult to pronounce their last
yes,
name. Yeah.
and their names are like so long, real names, that they call them like, forget it. I'm gonna call myself TJ. That's, you know,
um,
done.
That is true.
Miss Ma,
Professor, there is
Yeah.
there is somebody here online, Nisha, who's saying Professor could really sing. Are you lying to us that you can't sing?
Professor, let me play for you, man.
No,
Sing. Give me your key. I'm gonna play and you're
right
gonna
now my
sing.
voice. I try my best to talk properly because my voice really
Yo,
croaky.
man, that's okay. I will play. Just give me your key and I'm gonna
Nah,
play.
I actually it's very scared of my microphone. Huh? Because everybody say, well, try something now, try something, you sound well. But to me, I would never go on a microphone and say test, one or two, nothing. I just leave it
Oh
and
my
let the artist do everything.
You know how difficult it was for me to get him on this program because I was supposed to get him on like earlier, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, Mala, you're putting me on the spot. I'm such an introvert. I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't know."
And that's
But
really a
um,
you're
concern.
doing well. You're doing absolutely well.
I'm not sure how many viewers you're having, but some of them might not know Professor Bunty. But the right introduction for him, I should say, for my Guyanese people who are locked on right now, your favorite fan, Ravi B, that's the guy who built his tracks. Professor Bunty is the producer for Ravi B's some of his hit songs. So I'm just giving him a second introduction for some of the new
Uh,
viewers or people who
Well,
don't really know.
you beat me to it because my next question was going to say I was going to ask both of you, can you name the top 5 hit songs that you have done for whichever artist within the last like 5 years or so? Okay, Professor, you go first.
I really can't answer that question though. Well, I could say like probably a few songs of Rafi B and maybe one or two of Rasika Danielle.
Yes.
Yeah. But I really can't class it because music is loved by so many people and in different ways. So I can't really say which
Okay.
one.
All right. But what are the 5 latest songs that you have done so far?
Hmm. Um I, I'm not sure really the there was one recently I did with a new singer who name is Dimple Sahadev,
Right.
and it's a song called Ye Silsila.
Ye Silsila Hai Pyar Ka. Yes, I remember seeing it on YouTube. Correct. Yeah.
And it's have a lot of different genres of music I do also.
You
So
know, I
another
did
one that I
Ye
did recently
Silsila
was,
Pyar Ka for somebody too. I'm gonna put it up since I did it 10 years ago. For somebody, I remixed it.
Right.
that's a really nice one.
Yeah, so the,
So
um,
you've done music for some international, really big artists as well. Can you name who they are?
Well, actually, I did some, but I didn't really announce it. I don't want to announce it because the the contract that they have, right? We're supposed to really release it during the summertime, and because of the COVID and what is happening in the world, it got cancelled till
Hmm.
maybe probably next year. So that is one of the things that's exclusive. But
Ah.
I think in the past, I worked with a guy who was really well known, and his name goes by Busy Signal. He's
Hmm.
a really famous dancer artist. And
Right.
yeah, also I worked on to with Sean Paul doing
Yes.
a collaboration with
You
some of
also
his
did
songs.
work with Pitbull as well too.
Yeah. But
Wow.
the others that I'm doing, I can't tell you other. I'm really excited. I want to tell you well about it, but no.
Okay, I will yeah, I'll leave it at that because I know contracts are a difficult thing. Sometimes you have to abide
Yeah,
by.
really, really serious. Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Bunty?
Me, well, listening to Bunty singers there, Pitbull and some other bigger guys. I don't know how I gonna start calling my Guyanese singers them name or how should I put it out. More we have more local singers in this country. And
Yes.
to really justify the top hits for it, I really should advise people like to go on YouTube and then check it out because it's something that failed Guyanese that they don't really give their Guyanese people the attention that they need, right? So to really judge that, I cannot say, but I have my song is a big hit from my studio. I have El Dorado Gold with Terry Gadraj.
Mm-hmm.
I did a few songs for Bill Rogers. He was the Chutney King. I have Harish sing a few recordings with him also.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this girl, Asha Ramkilawan, that's Mr. Mahendra Ramkilawan's ex-wife. She did G Ready Ram Sing. That's a big
Right.
hit. Yeah. I have your song now that's coming out there.
Yes.
Yeah. And I have MC Droopy, he's in Canada. But to the international level, I don't have singers from that genre, like that feel. But I have singers that I recorded from New York and
So
Canada.
you've done some from
So,
Suriname as well too, right?
yeah, yeah. And I have this guy Yax and
Yankee.
Yankee
Yeah.
Tiny Beatty. Yeah, I'm doing right now. I'm doing a song for Soka Raja, and
Right.
when I finish it, I do hope it's gonna be a big hit.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah.
I'm so happy now that our Guyanese music is getting an attention out there. And I would work with any Guyanese singer in helping them. And even if we have Trinidadians who want to collab with me, and I am happy to collab with my fellow brothers and sisters in Trinidad, I would want to get these things to reality and bring it and help. Let's keep pushing these singers because there's a big question before we close. And I don't know if you have the time to listen.
Go
2 minutes.
go ahead. Go ahead.
There is a big question people ask: what's the financial benefit for a chutney singer that when you make a chutney song? It's just that you have to get hired to go and sing. Days where you make some money from your song. You promote a show and make some money. But right now, when you finish your song and burn it and put it on the CDs there, as long as it go out there, it's gone. You as a singer won't make or know how many money or how many CDs sell, and you will get so much money from it. It's copyright. We don't have that, and I would use your platform to to ask or try my best if there are authorities out there listening to the we as producers and singers. Um, Please introduce the copyrights and protect the singers' music and songwriters in the Caribbean. We need that type of protection so singers could actually make what they want to make from it, not to feel stifled that you make a song. Oh, you're supposed to make 10 million. Now you make 10,000 or you make 100,000. When in the same music field, we have people making like 3, 4, 5, 50, 60 million US from an album or a song in other countries. Um, that's where you have originality have to come in for the singers. So if you can see a financial benefit, people would not have encouragement to write original song, create original melody, because as soon as you
No
release it,
copyright.
somebody take it and go with it. You can't do nothing.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so I just want to add up something what he have said. He's very well. He's right. Original content has to be there, and you see what I have learned over the years that realistically, when you have original content, whatever tune is out there now, uh, I came into the music or any other producer, they might steal a little bit of composition and they know what is up there and then they add up their own thing and they are the kind of music we are listening these days, hip hop. Like all the tunes are kind of very
So you're
close to each other,
so are
you
you
know.
saying that everyone is stealing a piece or a bit of
Not really.
pieces
Okay,
of
you
each
could
other's
say
music?
even if they are not stealing,
They take it
because the
effectively.
this is one scale, right? Major or
It's not
minor, major or
it's
minor,
not
you
being
know.
original. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So exactly. So what
It's
I'm saying,
like you
okay, go ahead.
yeah, you go with what the listeners actually would want to listen out
Yes,
there.
and then
Yeah.
the lick is there, like da 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 da, da and then Western music, pop music, or even our own Indian kind of music. What it is, like if you listen to Tujhe Dekha Jana Sanam, there's so many songs. Like if you really are a musician, and when you play the keys, oh shit, man, you there's so many songs. Start from this note, and then they kind of
Just as
uh, yes, very very close. So, but I learned one thing that even if you sing um, anybody's songs, but if you sing your way, then people will go to YouTube and say, okay, you know what? I want to hear Disco Divane the way Mala sang. Our original singer
No,
sang,
say
and it was good.
yeah.
But there are so many songs. Uh, if you really go and research, Elvis Presley, he never ever sang an original song. He never had his own written song. He sang, he picked up from here, there, and then he sang, and then the way he sang, it was like bloody hell, better than original feeling.
That's
And I don't know
amazing.
how many people really know Elvis Presley never ever had an original song to sing. He always
I
picked.
never knew that.
Okay, so go
me too.
to Wikipedia and then research, and you will see. Yeah,
Did you
but
guys know that?
No, no.
Never
so
follow
go.
up.
He is. He picked up all those like they were not really very famous songs, but because he was not famous at that time
So,
too, so
but
he
I
picked
think,
up and then he sang.
what Bunty is talking about is copyright issues. In regards to
No, I'm just kind
original.
of okay. So the reason he could sing all those songs because there was no copyright issues because they were not popular.
Right.
So if it's not famous, I'm not gonna fuss about it. right? But if it's big hit, then there is gonna be copyright issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
We hope
Got it.
we hope for the best one day for the music industry, for the singers to make some money, more
Mhm.
money. Then that's how plain you could
Yeah.
say it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Actually, that
Why
sure.
that
not?
is my that is my happiness knowing that when you work with a
Yeah,
singer who is new or even big, that they be successful in their
yeah,
endeavors and they make from it. That is really most important to us to really know that it's
they're
very
happy.
important for them to
Yeah,
be happy. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Bunty, I just wanted to tell you something that there is a famous singer from Trinidad, Rubicon Guptar. She actually contacted me a few days ago just to congratulate me on the song Tip Tip Barsa Paani. She said she loved it very much. And she also wanted to know who was the music producer behind it. And she wanted your contact information to say congratulations to you and possibly maybe do a track or something with you. So you never know.
I have to ask Bunty that permission because I
I
just
actually
send you
spoke
one
with
of my
Bunty.
Guyanese brother there to get the tune done.
No,
This is
at
so
the end
nice.
of the
I
day,
really like that.
it's
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 really
a song.
awesome. Tell her thank you so much, man.
Well,
Yeah.
you can put you can put it out there right now. You can thank her publicly right now. Uh, because I'm pretty sure she'll be watching this because I told her that you're going to be on this program. So to keep watching, and I will definitely mention it. So yeah.
So,
It's really nice.
also, she have a very beautiful voice. She have a very, very beautiful voice.
She's an amazing singer.
Oh,
I really like her a lot. I mean, I met her. I'll tell you how I met her. I met her for I know Haroon will know this name. Richard Aziz had
Sure.
he had a Diwali mela or something. I don't know, about 15 years ago here in Toronto. And of course, I wasn't singing then. And I went to the show and she was there and I took pictures and stuff with her. And I think KI and his dad was also performing at the same venue, at on the same program. And so I took pictures with everybody at that time. So that's how I remember her from since
oh,
then. Yeah. And for her
oh.
to call me today and say, hey, you did a wonderful job with that song, that meant a lot to me. I really appreciated that.
Let's hope that once we get into contact, we could get a wonderful tune out there, and I'm sure we're gonna link it up to with Bunty. Um,
All right. So we're
but
coming to a close to the program right now. Before I go and before I let you guys go, what would your one piece of advice be to any up and coming singer out there today? Go. Professor?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I would advise to all the new artists out there that this is not a journey full of surprises or expectations or dream. It's a lot of hard work and dedication and patience, and it sounds well, right? But behind closed doors, it's not easy to be out there and to achieve success in an easy way. It's really difficult. So that if you're really choosing to be a singer, be the best of yourself and don't follow in anyone's footsteps but your own. Be always different to the world. Create something new that people would be like, wow, this person is different and we love him for his signature or her signature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Bunty?
I would advise my fellow singers and upcoming singers, if you see that you're gonna be successful in your journey, you work towards it, reach for what you really want to reach for. Don't be discouraged by uh, fakers, I should say, but let that make you stronger. Every disappointment must be an appointment for you, and keep going. You never know what's ahead for you. You just have to take one. Sometimes when you say you give up, it's not the time to give up. That's the time where you're supposed to really go.
Push that.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really good because that resonates with me because I didn't even want to record that song Tip Tip Barsa Paani, and I just made a conscious decision to do it because I really love the song. And
Yeah.
I said to Haroon, I said, you know what, let's do the song. And I mean, people love it right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, they said it right. Yeah. Don't give up and don't listen to. Okay. At the same time, you cannot just think and dream that you're gonna be a very good singer or musician if you
Hmm.
are not walking on a right track at the same
Hmm.
time. Like, you think, okay, you're walking on a right track, and you know what, you are not. So, but if you people around you telling you that you're doing good and people appreciate you, that means that you are walking on a right track, and keep walking. Don't listen to stupid people, and you're gonna make it sooner or later.
Correct.
And these two have said it right. You're gonna make it. Just do it, and do not. I would say, okay, the most important thing: do not copy any singer. Sing with your
Hmm.
own voice,
Yeah.
and copy their technique, not their voice.
Hmm.
You can copy Kishore Kumar technique, the way he sang, but do not try to copy his voice because you have your own voice. And if you start singing like Kishore Kumar, then it's okay. He sings like Kishore Kumar or Lata Mangeshkar, but you have no name. So sing.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own voice. So copy the technique. Do not copy the voice. That's my suggestion to everybody as I make music. And
Wonderful.
Well, on that note, I want to thank each one of you personally. I really do. You guys have made some amazing music for me. I look forward to more productions with you in the years to come. And I think Bounty is actually working on a one song right now, one track right now
Yeah,
for
sure.
me, and I've got a few more in the making. So a few more releases coming out. I would say before the end of this year. And I look forward to working again with Bunty Singh from Guyana because he's made some amazing music for me, and maybe possibly another collab with you as well, right?
Yeah,
And
sure.
Haroon is like my go-to guy for all my music recordings here. So
next
hats
door
off,
neighbor.
my next door neighbor, of course. So hats off to you guys. I really appreciate your time here today, and I thank you all so much, so very much. I wanted to do this because I wanted to bring the music that you have made for me to the forefront so that people know who you are and what you did for me, and possibly maybe get you some extra jobs on the side as well to get some more singers to come to you and say, hey, I would like you to work with you. So I believe all of you can be found on Facebook, on Instagram, and you've got your music on YouTube as well too, correct?
Before I go
Yeah.
and everybody goes, I want to say something.
Okay.
It's for all the musicians, especially the people who make music for the singer. Like, when musicians they make music or they do video or audio, whatever, it's a long procedure. And people who are professional, they understand. Like Mala, or there are so many other people. But when a lot of times amateur people will come to you or me, or they say, okay, you know what? Come on, do this. Hey, pay musicians well, and they will do a good job for you because you know what? It's a lot of hard work, and I feel that okay, you know what? I used to be full time for 8 to 10 years, full time musician, and then I kind of brought myself into this circle. Okay, yeah, I can't do that because money's not there, but pay musicians well, and they will do a good job anyways, even if you don't pay them well, and appreciate their efforts, and that's about it.
Yep. And their hard
All
work as
these
well.
musicians, it's
Exactly.
it's
You've
not
all,
that easy to produce. Sit down and then you have the beat, and now you have to put bass line and
But
different, and then synth is coming, and then people are like, hey, you just did it in 3 days. bloody hell, I didn't sleep from last 3 days too. Two or 3 hours a night, and I'm just still producing, and I will play here. Sounds good. When I go to my car, it doesn't sound good. No, I have to come back and then see. Okay, hey, I don't think it's good. I'm gonna redo it. I do something. It doesn't sound good
Yep.
to me. And you see, the reason he is just in that, he knows what I'm talking about, right?
Produ-
So we, you
producers producers make their name when they die.
exactly. So please, guys, when
No.
somebody's doing music for you, acknowledge that. And it's not 10-hour job. It's like minimum 40-hour job for one song. Trust me.
True.
Mixing, and you go to your car and little speakers, and wow, it's
Reference. Yeah.
good, and
Yeah,
reference and all that, and people do not understand, and we don't talk about it too much because you think, what, let's just kind of don't talk about it because people don't
yeah,
like it, but we have
yeah,
to, we
Well,
should.
I am so glad that I brought the three of you together to give our audience a little insight into the entire production of one track and how difficult it is to start from scratch, making the music, making the demos, doing the recording, doing the mix and mastering, and the whole works behind it. And sometimes us as singers, we don't appreciate the hard work that goes in, the work that you guys do on the back end to make us, the singers, sound our best. So I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all the hard work that you all have done for me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Mala,
Thank
for
you. Thank you
bringing
so
us
much,
up here.
guys. I really
Okay,
appreciate
thanks.
it. I appreciate your time here today as well, too. And to all of our viewers who are watching and who are logged on, I want to say thank you all so much. I hope you guys have learned something about the entire music production and what it takes, all the hard work it takes to behind a track. And I would like you all to contact these wonderful musicians, give them some work, let them do some tracks for you, let them make some real nice music for you the way they did for me. So I thank you guys for watching today, and I'm going to end my program by saying namaste to each and every one of you. Thank you all. Have a safe week ahead, and remember to mask up and to social distance, and let's keep the coronavirus from rising again for this winter coming up. So thank you so much again, everybody. I
Thanks, Mala.
appreciate your time. Thanks, guys. And I'm gonna end my program today with my chutney mashup that Bunty did for me. So we'll see. We'll talk to you guys again soon
All
for
right, then.
sure.
Take care. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Bye.
So, with that being said, I just want to wish all of you a very, very safe and enjoyable rest of your evening and the rest of your week ahead. So, thank you again for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for what we have in store for you for next Sunday. It's going to be a fantastic lineup and another informative session. So, thank you again, guys. Good night and have a safe week ahead. And remember to always be the best version of yourselves. Thank you so much. Good night.